a little bit closer up and personal. This is Mohammed Amirul Arif Musa from the T-Pro user Honda team. Fastest lap of 2:18.654. And Amirul.
Yeah, we haven't seen the best of Amirul yet this year, and this is highlight of his career. He's the 2012 for the Underbone 130cc champion in Malaysian Cup Prix, but this year the best result for Amirul was 7th in Sepang in race 2, and he always do well in the qualifying, 3rd in Malaysia, 2nd in Sento, 1st in Japan, but it's hard for him to translate it into when it comes to racing.
Rosamond here, he won one of the races here at this track, although it wasn't the full track that they used last year. It was only half the track. This, for the first time, the 130cc Underbone are using the full length of the 4.67 kilometer circuit. So Rosamond in 2nd, and here's the championship leader, Gupita Krishna.
And this is the man that we will be watching very closely here in Autopolis. 7 overall in the Underbone class in 2012, and 13, of course, he was a teammate of Hadi Wijaya in Kawasaki KYT Extra Manual 10 at the time. And now he's the man in the Kawasaki, so all intention given to...
All systems go for race number 1 of the Underbone 130cc here at Autopolis, and we are off and running. And it's a good start from Rosamond Saeed. He got a jump there on Amirul Arif Musa. Let's see, try and make some sense of it as we come into the first corner. And tightly bunched, tightly packed, and Amirul Arif, I think, is leading going into that first corner. And they've all got through there pretty safely.
Well, as we expected that Amirul Arif Musa and Rosamond Saeed, they played very well to be in front. But watch out for, look at Norisman Ismail. He started from 12th, and now currently he's a 4th or 3rd in the group in front.
Yeah, Norisman has made the move. He went on the inside. He's now on the outside of this little group, but he's in 4th place at the moment as they come up the hill for the first time.
It's a really good start for Norisman, but we have, based on the timing page, we have Amirul Arif Musa and Rosamond, but we see now the Honda rider. I think that's Norisman Ismail in the group, but the 2 riders in front now try to create a gap between them and the group behind. We have 8 laps to go. It's still very far. We have number 63 in front, and number 38 is Kazuki Masaki. Kazuki Masaki down 2nd.
Yes, Mazuki, this is his home track. He's had a wonderful time here, and he's already making a real input. That's Kazuki Masaki, the 13-year-old. Yeah, hello, man, here am I. I hope you're enjoying this, because he's put on a terrific show as Masaki so far.
He's only 13 years old, but he showed that he can play with a lot older rider than him, a lot mature rider than Masaki. And well, when he said he wanted to win a race here, he is very serious. He was 2nd on podium last year, and he started from 7th of the grid, now leading the race together with Amirul Arif Musa.
Yeah, there is Masaki, and alongside him, 63, Amirul Arif Musa, who was on pole. But I tell you what, his positioning in every corner in that first lap was absolutely perfect. It's exactly where the technician would want him to be, and he goes over the line, leading the way. It's Masaki ahead of Amirul, Ahmad Fazrul 3rd, Norisman 4th, Rosamond 5th, Gupita 6th, but expect that to change throughout this day.
Well, one thing I can tell you, that if we have someone else leading the race, so we're going to have the same type of Underbone racing that we have always seen. But when Masaki in front, he will change the different game, because Masaki will run in front and will try to go as far as he can, which he did in Sepang and also in Indonesia last year, and he won the race by doing that. So now he's trying to do the same thing. Now Masaki is in front, trying to pull away from the group, and this is a job for Amirul Arif Musa for not allowing Masaki to do so.
Amirul looked like he had a little bit of a problem earlier on this lap. He had a little bit of a twitch on the back end, but he's recovered. And Masaki, though, is still leading the way. The 13-year-old leading the way, and he's got a lead of close to a 2nd, although Amirul's made a move outside of Masaki. Masaki just holds his line, puts his head down, gets on the throttle, goes up the hill and still leads, although Amaral will try to take the inside line. Amaral gets on the inside line as they come round the corner and sweep down the hill. So it's Amaral leading from Mazaki.
Well, for Masaki, he has the only advantage, very small. His body is very small. So, but now we have all the riders all catching up with Masaki, but still leading the race. And now the duty is on Amir Musa to stop Masaki from run away. But now we have the group down, the huge group in front with well, no, Ismail currently third.
Yeah, it's 8 laps this. Mazaki started 7th in the grid. He got himself into the lead midway through the first lap, and he's still holding on, and he holds his line absolutely with authority. Sweeps under the bridge as they come up this left-hand and into the long right-hander before they slingshot back into the home straight. And Kazuki Mazaki is belying his age and is putting on a terrific show. We're a quarter of the way through this Underbone 130cc race, and it's Kazuki Mazaki who will be leading just as we go through the line at the end of lap number 2.
We still have Masaki in front with Amir Musa second, but now I'm looking at, well, yeah, there's a 200 meter rider, number 15 and number 4, Ahmad Fazrusham and Rizman Ismail also in front, and we have now suddenly, I think that is the number 46.
Vorapang
No,
is
no,
out.
146. I'm so sorry. 146. Ahmad Fazrusham is trying to go in front just now, but well, it's hard to say now because we have few riders in front.
Well, as we're talking, Vorapang, who was one of the winners in Sentul, Vorapang has dropped out at number 46, so we're down to 13 riders on the track. Mizuki led through lap 2 in a time of 4:36.218, 0.055 ahead of Noor Isman, and he's still working hard. But yeah, as you're saying, it's closing up a little bit. But his lines are absolutely perfect. It's going to take a good rider to get him offline.
Well, Masaki is doing well. That he's in 2 minutes 18 seconds consistently. That's important for him to be in front. And as we know that in Underbone, it's going to be very, very close between all the riders. But as you can see, Masaki is trying to pull himself away from the group, and the whole group will not allow him to do that. We have number 36. That is Afendi Rossi, the former champion, is now up to 4th behind Masaki, Amir Musa, and Fazrusham.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether Masaki's gone too early, or whether he's shown his hand too early here, whether he's actually doing a little bit of showing off on his home track, just to say, look at me, I can lead the way. If he leads from start to finish, full credit to him, but it does look like the others are just biding their time, although there was a mistake there by Noor Isman. He went over the curb, and that's enabled Mazaki to actually increase his lead as they come round the sharp right and into the home straight.
Well, it's very unusual for one rider in Underbone to run away from the early race like this and to win the race. We had seen it once in Rapid Topan Sucipto way back in 2011 race in Central Indonesia, and this time Kazuki Masaki, well, the gap is one second in front of the group behind him.
And the group behind him led by the brothers Ahmed Fazli and Ahmed Fazrul, who are 0.01 between them. Rozaiman 4th, Amaral 5th, Noor Isman Ismail 6th, Gupita's dropped to 7th. Hadi Wajar is holding on in 8th place, but he can't get close to this leading group. But this leading group in pursuit of the precocious 13-year-old Kazaki Mizuki, who looks like, if anything, like he's lengthening that lead. Harmy, talk to me.
Well, we have now, very interesting to see that, but Masaki now is increasing the lead in front of Rozaiman's side, now in second place. Amir Musa also now in third place, and we have a group of Malaysian riders behind Kazuki Masaki. This is also not very usual, because Gupita Krishna is currently 7 with Hadi Wijaya, and Hoki Kizato down to 10. So we have Fazrusham, Rozaiman, Amir Musa, Noor Isman behind Kazuki Masaki.
This is the race for P2 that we're watching, because they're just chasing the 13-year-old Kazaki Mizuki. We have got 5 laps to go, and again it's a perfect line as they come to the top of this hill, as they sweep down, and Mazaki will just try to accelerate away, and indeed he has. No, Ishmael is moved up into second place. That's bike number 4. So it's a real scrap for second place, which Norisman, having taken it, immediately loses. Gupita's in there, and Hadi Wajir is still holding on to the end of that little group as well. But this is the man who is leading. It's been a fabulous race so far from 13-year-old Kazaki Masaki.
Oh, I would love to see the gap between Masaki and the group behind with 4 laps to go. Because from the way it looks now, it seems that Masaki is running away. We have more than 1 second between Masaki and the group behind him. So it's going to be quite difficult with 5 laps to go. We know that they are going a full track for the race this time around. So we have only 8 laps, almost touching between the 2 riders just now. But this is the second group now battling hard for P2.
Well, the leader has gone over the line. The gap is 2.16 seconds. He's made up a second on that 3rd lap. So we are midway through this race, and the youngster is really showing the rest of the way. Norisman in second place at various times. Amrul Arif in there, Rozaiman in there. The scrap for second is an intriguing one in its own right, but the story so far, Kazuki Masaki, the homegrown rider, and that's him right of your screen with an ever-increasing lead, Hami.
Well, this is a history by itself for Kazuki Masaki, because not only from Japan, he's riding for a Japanese team, the team Honda ARRC in Underbone category, so it is very unusual. And he's leading the race right now. He's more than 2.2 seconds in front of everybody, and it looks good for Kazuki Masaki to bring home the first race here in Autopolis. And the question now, who will be second behind Masaki? The battle is very intense between the between this a group of 7 riders, very experienced riders. Now we have Norisman, Amirul, Rozaiman, Fazli, Gopita, Hadi Wijaya, all in the same group.
Norisman, bike number 4, he went very wide on the previous one, so that's Ahmed Fazlil who's coming through in second place, but in the distance, increasing the lead is Masaki. It's maybe premature to talk of him winning this, but he's certainly trying to lead from the front, and the group behind him, they've got to battle themselves, and they're making no inroads at all on that huge lead for Masaki.
Well, I'm aware of the commentator curse, but with 4 laps to go, with this time of speed, he's doing 2 minutes 17 in the previous 2 laps. And with 4 laps to go, well, it's going to be very difficult for the other riders to compete or to beat Masaki, because Masaki is doing consistently 2 minutes 17 and 2 minutes lower 2 minutes 18 seconds. And we have only Norisman in 2 minutes 17, the rest is 2 minutes 18 seconds.
Norisman in 3rd place behind Ahmed Fazil. Rozaiman also in that little group, and Hadi Wijaya is still managing to cling on at the tail end. Gupita, the only Kawasaki rider, he's in that tail as well. But the gap now between Masaki and Ahmed Fazil Shah is 3.32 seconds. Well, what a race so far.
Well, there you go, 3 laps to go, and he now setting again the fastest time, 2 minutes 17.277 seconds for the young Kazuki Masaki, number 38 from Japan. This is his hometown, and he's showing his best effort this year so far, while leading the race, leading the former champions behind him with 3.3 second gap.
So the posse trying to close in on the young pretender. It's really a story within a story. Ahmed Fazli leads away from his brother. Rio Dewara comes over the finishing line 45 seconds behind the leaders. He's in 13th, but the story that we're seeing is Masaki leading, Ahmed Fazli leading ahead of his brother, Ahmed Fazrul. Hadi Wijaya's got himself up into a top 6 place as well. There is Hadi Wijaya. Hadi fastest lap, 2:17.247. That's the second fastest lap overall, because Masaki lapped at 2:17.277. But Hadi Wijaya, are we seeing the renaissance of the defending champion?
Hadi Wijaya does not try to make his move. A little bit wide for Hadi, but the real story in the group behind, this is the real battle for P2, and the real battle between Norisman and Gopita Krishna, because it's only 18 points between Gopita Krishna and Norisman Ismail in the championship standing, and Norisman really need to be in 2nd place, and it's going to be good for him, because in this group, anytime you'll be 2nd or 9th, so it's going to be very, very important for Norisman to be on top of this group for him to compete with Gupita Krishna in the championship standing.
And Norisman is indeed holding on to second spot at the moment as they come under the tunnel, sweep into the left-hander, try to get throttle full down. They're coming up the hill. It's a very steep part of the course, and then they go into that long right-hander before they slingshot into the home straight. Isman Ismail holding on to second place, but under intense pressure from Ahmed Fazli and Amrul and Razaiman and Gupita Krishna. Leader Mazaki goes through. He is 3.86 seconds clear of Norisman. Amrul third, Razaiman fourth, Ahmed Fazli fifth, Hadi Wajai in sixth, Gupita dropping off a little bit in seventh, and the other teenager from Japan, Tiger Hada, he is in eighth, 8.6 seconds behind his 13-year-old compatriot.
Well, now it is battle for P2 146 is Ahmad Fazli Sham. Well, Masaki again in 2 minutes 17 seconds and 3.8 seconds in front of everybody with 2 laps to go. So I think it's good for him right now. For Kazuki Masaki, he almost won the race last year here, and then only, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 corners he lost to the eventual winner, Hadi Wijaya. And talking about Hadi Wijaya in the second group, well, Hadi Wijaya is very, very close behind the top 4 riders, and we saw Gupita Krishna losing up for a while, but he's now back in the group.
Okay, I tell you what, Ahmed Fazl has dropped off the pace. He's almost out of the race, the number 15, who was in that little group of 2. That means that Amrul Arif and Ahmed Fazli are chasing second spot at the moment. Ahmed Fazli at the moment, as Norisman tries to go on the inside, has a little peek, it doesn't work. So, a little tremor from the wheels of Ahmed Fazli on the Yamaha, and Noor Isman on the Honda will try and take advantage of that. There's his brother Ahmed Fazl coming into the pit. His race is over.
It's over for Rizwan, for Ahmad Fazl Sham, and we saw just now Ahmad Fazli who had a moment on the track, and he's understandably considering that we have 2 laps to go, and the tire were also now the grip, they are losing the grip as well. But as Kazuki Masaki, that's no problem for him. He's setting 2 minutes 17 in the previous lap, and I think he's going to set another 2 minutes 17 seconds. Well, I think the gap now, safe to see, is 4 seconds between him and the group behind him.
So this is the battle for second. Norisman just leading as they'll come into this final left-hand corner into the home straight for the penultimate time. 2 laps to go. There's the leader. The gap is, I'm counting a long time, 4.169. Ahmed Fazli from Norisman. Hadi Wajir in 4th. The Renaissance man is back. Razaiman 5th. Gupita, the championship leader, in 6th. And Tiger Hada down in 7th, 10 seconds adrift. But Mazaki, 4.16 seconds. What a lead.
What a lead. And, well, 4.1 seconds is a very long way in the Underbone category, and barring anything happen to him, he will win the race. And this is the real battle that interests us right now for P2 and for Norisman especially. While I didn't see Gupita in this group, and it's good for Norisman in point standing for him, and he needs to be on top of this group for it to collect 20 points, because he's now 18 points between Gupita Krishna and Norisman. He won't change after this race, but it will give him great help before going to the second race and for the next 3 rounds. But in front of Norisman is Ahmad Fazli Sham, former champion of Malaysian Cup Prix, and these 2 riders we known for their battle in Malaysia and now in Asia as well.
Well, this is the race leader, Kazuki Mazaki. Almost in isolation. We need 2 sets of cameras to follow these guys. That's one race. This is the battle for P2 as they come down the hill. Norisman has lost a little bit of ground. That is Ahmed Fazli Sham, who's got himself into, well, 3rd spot, and now they are 4 abreast. How tight is that? There is contact. Ahmed Fazli Sham, though, has been pushed aside, and Norisman has taken 2nd as they come up the hill for the final time. That's a physical battle for 2nd as well. Norisman still leading, sharp left. Ahmed Fazli in 3rd. Wow, that's contact on the circuit. Still Norisman, though, try to get away as they come under the tunnel for the final time. Here is the race leader, Kazuki Mazaki. Talk about Kazuki Mazaki's run here.
What can we say about him anymore? He's only 13 years of age, and he's a hometown and he's doing very, very well here. Looking back behind, don't worry, Masaki, there's no one behind you. And here comes Kazuki Masaki, winning his first race in Autopolis, and he's in the battle for second place.
Has
We
been
have
won
the
by
winner.
Ahmed Fazli Sham. He's just ahead of Norizman. Razaiman fourth. Hadi Wajai, best result of the season so far for the defending champion, Hadi. So Norizman will be frustrated to be pipped on the line, but that was a really physical battle between Razaiman and Ahmed Fazli in that battle for second. So all the plaudits go to Masaki.
What a race for Masaki. And well, he said that he wanted to win here for his own fan, and he did just that. You can't believe when you see him, he's only 13, he still look a schoolboy to me.
Well, he came third in the second race at Sentul in Indonesia. He had 2 DNFs before that. He had a lower placing in round 1 in Malaysia. So he is growing into this series, and that's exactly what the young riders want to use the Underbone 130s for. So
He tried to win the race with the Japanese team.
Ahmed Fazli Sham, he'll be happy. Second place today. Will that lift him above Norizman? No, it'll certainly get him a little bit closer to Norizman, because Ahmed Fazli was 7 points adrift of Norizman going into this in the overall standings. But there's the final summary. Masaki winning in a time of 18:22.406. Down at the other end, Rio Dewara, he was the last of the finishers. Voropang, who won in Sentul, he actually didn't start. Okay, we're off to demolishing a very experienced field. Mohammed Azan, Sharifan Hanif, the manager of PETRONAS, will be making the presentation.
A good third place for Norizman to narrow the gap between him and Gupita Krishna. And Gupita is finishing 8th place, was not helping Gupita at all. And we have Ahmad Fazli Sham, who play as a spoiler for Norizman, but Fazli Sham also now going for the title, because the championship is wide open with this result.
Is Masaki a title contender? I mean, he had a slow start to the season, but now he's had a third place in Sentul. He's got a first here. If he gets another podium position in race number 2, he comes into the reckoning.
That would change very quickly. Before he got 24 points compared to 70 back with the Krishna, but with this halfway this season, you still have 3 more rounds to go. And if he can win for the second time this weekend, he's going to be very different.
Team Honda absolutely thrilled to bits to get on the podium, to win the podium. Confirmation, Masaki leading or winning it. Ahmed Fazli, Norizman, Malaysia 2-3. Team award to Honda RSC.
It's for the first time a Japanese down.
She's doing a fine job out there. Here's the overall championship standings. Gupita still leads the way. Norizman and Ahmed Fazli just 3 points between them. Kazuki Masaki on the Honda up into 5th place on 49 points. If he can win race number 2, I tell you what, he becomes a genuine contender. They're the top 10 as we have a little look further down the list. Mohammed Amiral, who started on pole on 30 points. Hadi Wajaya, that's his best result of the season for the defending champion, up onto 28 points on the Yamaha. And so it's a good day for Hadi Wajaya, but a marvellous day for Team Honda and particularly for Masaki. Listen, we're going for a short break. When we come back, we've got the big boys in action.